of us, we are natural born orators. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm an extempo speaker. I'm an expert when it comes to language. And when somebody is speaking, I intentionally watch them and the choice of words they use and what they intend to use the choice of words for. Now, meet here, Johnny. It's so funny that the Johnny I know, he's not biting. He's licking around the issue. So either say, Johnny's bite to Johnny's lick. They say, one lick as a home. But Johnny Lake. But so bite Johnny. So my mention there or my mention the menu Johnny here. Muhodo. Daniel Bonnie Yenti. Start view.
At the pump.
Okay, so start view.
But they are not, the people are happy that you are giving them cheaper prices.
So first of all, Danny wants to remind the people that for you're happy. It's not the people speaking. Danny can they all feel it? Can they all feel it? There is one issue yato petromu and ayata so, and there is another yade tax yato so. So when you want to hit it, go straight and hit it, and say tax na modiato so no. It is neither here nor there. And as I may support it, you must bite. You don't need to lick. So he said the people are happy that you've reduced. So communication. He wants to remind the people that we've reduced the pump, fuel price at the pump. Johnny can was yeka. D-Levy once after yes Johnny
but they are now complaining that you have given us this, we are happy, we are praising you. Now you want to come and take
okay. Hold on. Look at what but they are praising you that we are not happy you are here, and they look at no, the people have not said they are happy anywhere. So, Johnny, please continue to bite. Don't be licking. This one sounds like you are licking instead of biting. Johnny, please, you have to lick. And you have to bite. Don't lick. After you say, the people are happy and they are... Johnny, come on, it's tax in the account. Tax in the WhatsApp. After you trust you,
it shows that you have not properly engaged the people.
Okay, so wait. So again, Johnny is saying that the issue is not about tax and adetusuno, but the issue is about engaging the people. So he is moving semantics. He's moving away from the core issue to now say that you should have engaged the people. So the problem is communication. And he will go on to say it, that the only problem the MPP had was communication. So Johnny, please, bite. A tax and opposition is saying, what do you think? Don't be doing semantics with language. I mean, Johnny, maybe you know bite. Akufo-Addo, you were not going to say it this way. Johnny's bite.
If you had engaged the people, you'd have known that, we can't pay 1 cedi. We don't want to pay 1 cedi. We want to pay 30 pesos. We want to pay 5 pesos. Or we don't want to pay. Communication was the problem of the previous government. I told you.
Johnny. Communication was not the problem. Akufo-Addo E-Levy engaging Ghana for across the country here. You call home stakeholders town halls meeting. So it's not communication. Don't make it substantive issue. Oh, Miana Johnny. Oleki. Johnny bites it. What it? Bites it there. What you say? I bite it.
And when we say, I'm a Muslim, will you pay 1 Ghana cedi to sustain your power? No, let's pay 10 cedis, Shamima. Let's pay 10 cedis. I think that would be good. Let's pay 10 cedis. Tuka said, your mama share Ghana for Sabo we here to about the man. Uka said, His Excellency John Dramani Mama was shares Ghana for Bosse. Me ba. Me the 1 Ghana cedi at to every liter of food be able to be also. They are sustaining power generation memoir. Can Ghana for to about the man. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why? Now, but you know, be a catcher and the city is gaining. And he says, how to work, you're not going to feel it. Who told you that Ghana for per se tough war at 12 Ghana cities per liter? When a catcher says Ghana for per se tough war at 12 Ghana cities per liter. Sabi, a mama your motor war at the rate of beer at a single digit rate, you know, see tell one. Over motor war at 7 Ghana cities to their in their currencies. At 9. At 8, you tell one now. Yeah, now the finance minister sent us because the city is gaining grounds and the city is set at 10.2 Ghana city, Ghana for every. When a catch say minister, see a city to the dollar no, and yet 10.2. Why can't it be a dollar to a city? Why can't it be so? Abrofune making gains in their countries, no, and no one attack classroom. Money na da eji to me free wa nam de ne ya ehye medical time so one day we might not be always marching to the polls to change government. We might not, because another year too much in our governance. We might not one day always be marching to the polls to change government. Government might be made to resign on their seat. And I didn't not that kind of force. Why? George Napo is still the Minister of Energy. George Napo is still the Minister of Energy. How one dealing with the ECG losses at 32%? Me say ECG loss at 32%, you know. E bet me Ghana for 1.4 million Kenya for Simunyina. ECG losses at 32%. But Ghana for Kenya 1.4 million Ghana for Kwa. For whole 1 year. You say in such a them firm. People are still sitting on ECG, taking their salaries. Their incompetence being paid by me no. Their incompetence. Me no me nature mo incompetence ka. Kebi am kas nyame hu ya mobo. O fe nyina bo na nche yen. No me akanifo de nokore na bedi yanim. A throw in our governance. AI too much. When you're the Minister for Energy, John Abdullahi Jinapo, Ebra no okasas way 10th May 2022 on TV3 and a din komo. Ebra no okasas we no onye energy minister. No ye ranking member on the Mines and Energy Committee. That's what can I say. ECG's inefficiencies can be passed on to consumers. John Jinapo. ECG more de more airborne. Ye team farmer ye ka and found swagana for come. John Jinapo no opposition no. And that John Jinapo a Minister of Energy. ECG inefficiencies every one of them. But John Jinapo has said, "Yam passing the inefficiencies to the consumer." Oh, that John Jinapo. Mam the next one. That's a mama come brave. Mam the next one. John Jinapo make an say me brave. Mam the next one. Weba. Yam ko the next one so. John Jinapo and I catch there say the inefficiencies. ECG incompetence no. Yet mean passing no. Every good Ghana for a come in opposition. George Napo is in power. Fortunate for him, the Minister of Energy. What Nasia track the Finance Minister said, the inefficiencies of ECG, no, you passing on to the consumer. Nyame hu ye nyina mabo. Nyankopon, wo hu ye nyina mabo. Da bia meka say ekwanya manofo de Ghana for efa so. We can't sit aloof and always think same. Oh, ebreso beto betiamo, ebreso beto bet. No! That thing should be a thing of the past. Shadi you are to forcing. The finance minister now not make it that a pronouncement, you know. Or see, we don't need more taxes to raise revenue. Dr. Kasia to forcing. The Minister of Finance. Or see, yes, the taxes to raise revenue. And then to forcing qualify another tax. No credit in our governance. No credit in our governance. A key. amanyofo epia Ghana fo ko baabi a enya akono amanyofo epia Ghana fo ko baabi a enya akono mama when George Napo was telling us saying the inefficiencies of ECG yet to be passing on or to the consumer and then George Napo energy minister was say inefficiencies of ECG no you're solving it you're dealing with it but you're passing on to the consumer at to force a can't say yes say Ghana fois ya pesi yes can and yes be raise taxes be brave as in yes can ya pay cause ka woman on the vet say and now to force has been passed as a minister of finance. What are we seeing? Amanyofo a time.
When they took office, they were chasing after containers, trying to talk about containers that were not even in the custody of ECG, claiming that those containers have been stolen. All of a sudden, they say the containers have been found, and they've not held a press conference on it. They only smuggled the report to Graphic to publish it on front page, and they went quiet. They forgot about the damage they did to the reputations of the management and the board of ECG, knowing that at the time they made those statements, those containers were not in the custody of ECG, but were in the custody of the ports. Mr. Speaker, there is a limit to mischief. When we get on the campaign platform, of course, we can make promises. Once you come into government, you have to recline and face the reality. Mr. Speaker, today, what is the time? 10, as I speak, is 10:22. In the dead of night, Ghanaians, I suspect, with this application to take the bill through the motions and the certificate of urgency, the intention of the leader of government business is to do this thing in the dead of night like they did in the Gold Board 1. So Ghanaians will wake up to another E-Levy. Mr. Speaker, let me read paragraph 7 of the report. Quote, the committee observed that the power sector is the biggest economic and fiscal risk presently faced by the country, and this could lead to major outages in the country if it is not addressed immediately. Mr. Speaker, the committee got it wrong. What we know is that since this government assumed office, there has been a return of doing so. The energy committee members acknowledge this at a workshop. Your own side, the majority side. So why are you pretending in your report? Why is it that in your report you are saying that Doomso is yet to come and you are introducing this bill to save the situation? Be honest. When you campaign and you say all manner of things, when you get the opportunity, you are unable to lead the country on that path of your own promise. Then you come that Ghanaians should now pay 4 cedi 50 pesos per gallon of petrol. That's your only solution. It is more expensive because E-Levy and Akufo-Addo was less than 2 billion. This your E-Levy is going to cost the Ghanaian taxpayer 5.7 billion and more.
Unemu bua unkohwe Dr. Man wo ye den wa.
Oh, me say yamfa ne koma me buru wa.
Ayi ma mi do buru. Ko ni atele be ko bra. Mo mi yamfa ne ko Dr. Man ho. Dr. Man o ya de. Bra, se ba ne no mpemu adwuma sasabro sro Dr. Man o ye.
Hey, say ni kemi kona meka. Oh, no pemu nim di ono na ye expect nya zanfo no. O akra any Kumasi no pemu expect yen kan kyerɛw.
Introducing Betway's Bet Influencer, a groundbreaking feature where you can make money by just sharing codes. He just needs to share his codes and make money. The more his codes are used, the more money he makes. Oh yes, so what are you waiting for? Anyone can be a bet influencer. Share your codes and make money. Bet Influencer, another world first from Betway.
This advert has been approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more.
Playing for your country, easy. Scoring, easy. Avoiding injuries, easy. Winning, easy. But you know what be easy now? Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Easy. It gets everything inside. Gary, creamer, sugar, roasted granules. Just add water, then sharp my soakings make ready. Taste and energy, made easy. I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 4-in-1 Gary mix. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Brush your teeth. Brush 2 times a day. Brush with Kel-Kit.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel-Kit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel-Kit, happy smile.
Smart, smooth, interactive, and a built-in Android active panel. Made for modern work and home. For corporate clients and university students, enjoy top quality 10th generation Toshiba laptops built for performance, power, clarity, and speed, all in one desktop. At Mycom JA Computers, get a laptop for as low as 1,000 Ghana cedis. All products are imported from the USA with a 1-year warranty. Visit Mycom JA Computers today and elevate your tech.
Want to get polytank?
Oh, and you're fine.
Go straight.
Oh, I want for left, right.
And you grab right.
Ghana na ye wono. So when you do more, and ye data.
Oh no! I beg, na here. Mr. Polytank at all. And you just come in here by you to put your number here. Oh, food to be at and tell you cry.
Akuya bulambo kotoman. Emua.
Like they took my eyes. Go to the distributor and you give the original Polytank. Polytank. You get a sound?
Polytank. Papananka Sankasa.
After this fufu and pepper soup, I go score goals like them the dash points.
Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Good for your jollof, stew, soup, shito, spaghetti, and noodles. Kivo hot pepper. Moko show.
I'm a match winner, but the real champion is Kivo 100% natural hot pepper. Champion taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
Buy affordable service plots and lands from estate masters. Currently selling our next cottage, located at the newly proposed airport city, with a starting price of 25,000 Ghana cedis. We also have Park Hills, located at Panfukuro in the Bomwa East District, also with a starting price of 15,000 Ghana cedis. Available also is Coastal Park in Akleku, which is a 15-minute drive from the Ningo Senior High School, having a starting price of 55,000 Ghana cedis. You will receive a free site plan with indenture once you successfully purchase a land from us. For any enquiries, contact the numbers provided. Estate Masters, your most preferred estate partner.
Smart, smooth, interactive, and a built-in Android active panel. Made for modern work and home. For corporate clients and university students, enjoy top quality 10th generation Toshiba laptops built for performance, power, clarity, and speed, all in one desktop. At Mycom JA Computers, get a laptop for as low as 1,000 Ghana cedis. All products are imported from the USA with a 1-year warranty. Visit Mycom JA Computers today and elevate your tech.
Man, we say, I'm a Muslim. Bisa man for, will you pay 1 Ghana cedi to sustain your power? No, let's pay 10 cedis, Shamima. Let's pay 10 cedis. I think that will be good. Let's pay 10 cedis. Tuka se Jomama share Ghana for Sabo we ya. Here to about the man. Uka se His Excellency John Dramani Mama was shares Ghana for Bosse. Me ba me me the 1 Ghana cedi to every liter of food be abeto bia so they are sustaining power generation memo can Ghana for to about the man. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why? Eyedienko. Eyedien. Now but no be catch and the city is gaining. Eti sesant we krabana you are not going to feel it. Who told you say Ghana for percent of war at 12 Ghana cedis per liter? When the catch was a Ghana for percent of war at 12 Ghana cedis per liter. Sabi amama yo moto fuo at the rate of beer at the single digit rate, you know. See a tell one now. Omo moto fuo at 7 Ghana cedis to their in their currencies. At 9, at 8, you tell one now. Yeah, now the finance minister sent us because the city is gaining grounds. And the city is set at 10.2 Ghana cedis. Ghana for every. When a catch was minister, see a city to the dollar no, and yet 10.2. Why can't it be $1 to a city? Why can't it be so? Abrofune making gains in their countries, no, and them no one attack classroom. Money na da, eji to me free wa. Nam dia niye ya sheye. Medical say one day we might not be always marching to the polls to change government. We might not, because another year too much in our governance. We might not one day always be marching to the polls to change government. Government might be made to resign on their seat. And they and they didn't nada that kind of force. Why? George Napo is still the Minister of Energy. George Napo is still the Minister of Energy. How one dealing with the ECG losses at 32%? Me say ECG loss at 32%, you know. I bet you Magana for 1.4 million Kenya fast na. ECG losses at 32%. But Magana for Kenya 1.4 million Ghana for kwa. For all 1 year. Ya trust say in your such them from people are still sitting on ECG, taking their salaries. Their incompetence being paid by me no. Their incompetence. Me no me nature mo incompetence ka. Debi am kas nyame hu ya mobo. O fe nyina bo na enche yen. No me akandifo de nokore na bedi yanim. A flaw in our governance. AI too much. When you're the Minister for Energy, John Abdullahi Jinapo, Ebra no okasase way 10th May 2022 on TV3 and a din komo. Ebra no okasase we no onye energy minister. No ye ranking member on the Mines and Energy Committee. Just what can I say? ECG's inefficiencies can be passed on to consumers. John Jinapo. ECG modern more airborne. Yet in family ye ka and found swagana for come. John Jinapo no opposition no. And that John Jinapo a Minister of Energy. ECG inefficiencies every one of them. But John Jinapo has to say, you're passing the inefficiencies to the consumer. Ola John Jinapo. Mam the next one. That's a mama come brave. Mam the next one. John Jinapo beka na say me brave. Mam the next one weba. Yanko the next one so. George Napo and I catch say the inefficiencies, ECG incompetence, no, yet been passing no. Every good Ghana for a comu in opposition. George Napo is in power. Fortunate for him, the Minister of Energy. What Nasia track the Finance Minister said, the inefficiencies of ECG, no, you're passing on to the consumer. Nyame hu ye nyina mabo. Nyankopon, wo hu ye nyina mabo. That be a say a queen man for the Ghana for so. We can't sit aloof and always think same. Oh, a breast of a top no! That thing should be a thing of the past. Shall you have to force him? The finance minister not going make it that a pronouncement, you know. Or see, we don't need more taxes to raise revenue. Dr. Cassia to force him. The Minister of Finance. Or see, yes, the taxes to raise revenue. And then I to force him, I qualify another tax. No credit in our governance. No credit in our governance. A key. Amanofo e pia Ghana foko baby a enya kono. Amanofo e pia Ghana foko baby a enya kono. Mama, when George Napo was telling us, said, the inefficiencies of ECG yet to be passing on or to the consumer. And then George Napo, a energy minister, was saying inefficiencies of ECG, no, you're solving it, you're dealing with it, but you're passing on to the consumer. I to force a can't say, yes, sir. Ghana fois, your person in yes can, and yes, you raise taxes be brave. I say, yes, can you pay? Koska woman, or the veterans. And now to force has been passed as a Minister of Finance. What are we seeing? I'm on the floor, a year time.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to this edition of the show. We have a lot for you. As we said, we are determined as citizens vigilante to be sure that this fake medical doctor is snapped. So we have details, a bit of more information for you on what has been happening so far. Tonight we have the details of her passport number, and Sansa Delhi is the one we are talking about this evening. We'll get there. But tonight we have a big conversation on E-Levy of Akufo-Addo and Ken Ofori-Atta, D-Levy of President Mahama and Seyato Forsen. We have a lot to say about that tonight. And then we also have the Islamic conversation with a lady, an Islamic lady. Islamic Sheikh will be in the studio to share their views with us. We have a lot of hidden matters for you to share with you. We are very upset in the beginning of our show because someone is threatening a judge. Once again, we are back at the same place where we have fugitives from justice, very irresponsible people threatening judges in Ghana. Let's get onto the touch screen and without much ado begin. That is 20 minutes at the top of the hour. At 10 o'clock, Odani o fefe, Yesu Daniel, na mompo wokele bato, Odani o fefe. Why is Okatachi Afrifa here? He's won a significant victory in the court. He was sued for defamation by a person who should not even be talking about defamation, giving all what is happening. But that's okay. Ghana is a democracy. Everyone can sue, can they? So he was sued for defamation, and he won the defamation case. The defamation suit was dismissed. And then comes this fugitive from justice sitting in America, putting on posts threatening the judge, threatens the judge that Justice Elfrida Ami Denchi of General Jurisdiction 5, please sit up. How dare you cannot even read one sentence of law? You don't know anything. Your last education was SS2. Then you come and threaten a judge. It's the same thing he did, and he threatened Justice. He showed contempt to Justice Chebafo, and the contempt is waiting for him, and that's why he comes to Ghana, he has to run away. Now he's threatening a judge, a female judge for that matter. Look at you. You achieved nothing. You are empty-head. You will not admire a female judge so that the young woman in Ghana will see you are threatening a female judge. Let me see the photograph of the judge and let's hear what we are hearing tonight. We are hearing Justice Bafuboni, who is the acting Chief Justice. My Lord, we are hearing that this guy has threatened you and called you to threaten you that you should discipline Justice Elfrida Denchi of the General Jurisdiction 5, a female judge who has today dismissed a defamation application brought by somebody who this guy is interested in. And the judge dismissed the application completely in favor of Okatechi Afrifa. This was a defamation in Accra High Court. And this guy who says that he controls the whole of Ghana because NDC are in power, he controls the whole of Ghana, sits in America, and is bragging to people that he has called Justice Bafuboni, the acting Chief Justice. I cannot believe it. I don't believe it. But he says that he has phoned Justice Bafuboni and threatened Justice Bafuboni, and Justice Bafuboni has responded to the fact that Justice Elfrida Denchi of the General Jurisdiction will be disciplined. My goodness. My goodness. I don't understand that. I don't believe it. I know Justice Bafuboni somewhat. I don't think he's malleable to some of these things. I don't think so. But this is the story making the rounds in media houses tonight. That, hey, Charlie, the guy says he's called Justice Bafuboni. He's threatened people in Jubilee House. He's threatened everybody. And so Justice Bafuboni is going to take disciplinary action against Justice Elfrida Denchi. Elfrida Denchi, nobody will take disciplinary action against you for coming to a judicial decision. What does that mean? What is Ghana becoming off to? What's happening? Why should somebody whose his last level of education was SS2? There's no problem with that. You can finish at SS1 and become somebody great. There's no problem with that. But it just means that you don't have expertise in a certain area. You can have expertise in another area. Your last education was SS2. And then you come and threaten a female judge that he has dismissed an application brought by your relative against Okatechi Afrifa. So you are threatening her that she will be sacked, and you put a Facebook and tell her to sit up. You are not even embarrassed. You criminal blackmailing people, you are threatening a judge. You, the same person who has a contempt sitting against you, Justice Bafuboni knows that. This guy has a contempt application in Chebafor's court to answer. Chebafor is a court of appeal judge. On that occasion, he sat as an additional high court judge. And Justice Bafuboni knows that Chebafor has a contempt application against this fugitive from justice. It is for that reason that some of the NDC ministers told him when he first came, I understand he's come a second time, told him when he first came that, look, this guy has to leave because there's a contempt application in Justice Chebafor's court. I understand that Duji Tamaklo and Nana Tudazi have been trying hard to find a way around it. But tonight he says that he's threatening Justice Bafuboni and told Justice Bafuboni what to do. That's what he said. He has told Justice Bafuboni what to do. And so Justice Elfrida Denchi of the High Court, General Jurisdiction 5, will be disciplined and will be punished. We should not sit down for that to happen. We will not sit down for that to happen. That's not going to happen. Let's switch over. You see, the reason why I believe that's not going to happen is because of this photograph. That is why I believe that Justice Bafoboni will not respond to any such. And that's why I have a glimmer of hope that this empty head does not control any government appointee. You can do politics, you can be friends with politicians, but in terms of control, you need a bit of experience, expertise, and intellect. That a person who has finished SSS2 as his last point of education, who is an avowed blackmailer, goes around blackmailing people, says untruths. You heard Dr. Techefri when he came here. He fashions something that's untrue. He doesn't do any journalism of thesis, antithesis, and synthesis. No, nothing like that. Just, oh, this man is married to this one, he has done this one, that kind of journalism. Well, that's fine. People want to watch. It's okay. But these are not people who should be allowed to control the movement of government machinery. They shouldn't be allowed because they don't have any expertise in that regard. Governments don't work with blackmail. Government work with policy. So I'm happy about this photograph because this guy sitting in America said that Mimi Darko should be sacked. And I am happy that Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, the foreign minister, Minta Akando, the health minister, did not listen to such balderdash. They don't listen to such balderdash, such empty talk and empty head talk. You sit in America, you compare yourself to Mimi Darko, your head is empty, block empty head, totally empty. And then you talk about Mimi Darko, who has spent all her life. Mimi Darko has spent all her life as a pharmacist working at the FDA. She comes from a good stock. Anybody who knows it can check. Mimi Darko comes from very good stock. And Mimi Darko goes to school at KNUST, finishes her pharmacy degree, and dedicates her life to a public service in that regard. And she has worked throughout the place, risen through the ranks, and became managing director appointed by Akufo-Addo. He sat there and said, oh, she's appointed by Akufo-Addo, sack her. And I'm giving Julius Debra 5 minutes. If he doesn't sack Mimi Darko, I am happy that sensible ministers and people who come to government and understand that, look, government is not about empty talk. Government is not balderdash. Government is not blackmailing people with Ansan Sadeli. Go and tell him. Go and do this with him. Send him a picture. Tell him that I'll put it on my TV if he doesn't pay you. And then they blackmail people. That's not how governments work. Oh. Governments don't work like that. So I'm happy that the Honorable Ministry of Health Ghana posted. The Honorable Kwabena Minta Akando, Minister for Health and Member of Parliament, has led a delegation to secure the appointment of Dr. Delise Mimi Darko, Chief Executive Officer of the Food and Drugs Authority, as the Director General of the African Medicines Agency during the ongoing second ordinary session of the Conference of State Parties in Kigali, Rwanda. Foreign Minister gave his support. They lobbied for her. This is how governments work, not with empty heads sitting in some basement talking and blackmailing people. This is how governments work. He sat there and was giving people 5 minutes, 2 days, sack Mimi Darko. Look at where Mimi Darko is. She has been elected as the Director General of the African Medicines Agency. This man sitting there with SS2 degree certificate, empty, block-headed. You tell the government of Ghana that a woman with such, and a woman is not even a man, a woman with such distinguished quality should be sacked because you sit in the basement of your Obroni wife and you are telling us that we should sack Mimi Darko. You, with your blockhead, empty, nothing, you can't read and write anything, just insulting people. That's all he knows how to do, insulting and creating phantom stories that don't exist. That kind of thing. Blockhead. No. Does anyone want his son to be like that? He should ask himself. That when people watch you, do they want their 15-year-old son to stop school at SS2 and leave? Is that what people want? They look at this guy and you want your son to be like that? He finished SS2, goes to hang around, goes to marry a certificate, gets to a basement and starts insulting people, and because of political temperature, he gets some semblance of people are listening because there's political temperature. That shouldn't be the case. That's not how Ghana is built. I'm delighted about this photograph. It means so much. It means so much to the governance system of Ghana. It means so much to the forward march of Ghana's government because Mimi Darko was truly appointed by Akufo-Addo. Yes, she was. But here is such a distinguished lady that every country will want her to be part of that country. Every country will want it. So President Mahama arrives, and Mimi Darko has her parents are MPP, her in-laws are MPP. They are very, very MPP. Her father was an MPP member of parliament in Buzia's time. KG Osei-Bonsu was a member of parliament in 1969 for the Progress Party. KG Osei-Bonsu, that's Mimi Darko's father. KG Osei-Bonsu was also a member of parliament in 1979, one of Kufuor's best friends. He is a die-in-the-wool UP man. That's her father. She's married to the Darkos, who are also by and large UP, but they are not political, they are business people. And so she's truly MPP. But she has been a Food and Drugs Board all her life, distinguished herself in every capacity from manager, administrative manager to director, and eventually Akufo-Addo appointed her. And then this guy sits in America, oh, John Mahama has come to power, sack her, sack her. You look at his empty head. Look at his empty head talking. Empty head. Look at his empty head talking. Now Mimi Darko is here. And Ablakwa is a foreign minister, the Heminta account, and President Mahama certainly knows about this. President Mahama knows that, look, Mimi is in pole position to become the Director General of African Medicine. Let's push her. Let's help her get it. Let's help her get it. Haven't we been in this country when President Kufuor helped Ambassador Spielgabra to secure a job at the Commonwealth Centre in London? President Kufuor again helped Mrs. Betty Moldidrisu to secure a job at the head of Legal Secretariat in London's Commonwealth. That's how governments are run. If we allow such empty heads to sit down and be talking blackmail, this is what will happen. But I'm very delighted about this one. One of these days, I'm going to do a montage for Mimi Osei-Bonsu, Ne Osei-Bonsu, now Darko. Congratulations, Delis Mimi Darko. Congratulations. You've done an excellent job. And congratulations to the government also for supporting her in this regard. I think that comes in handy, and that's very good. Now, onto this story. So let me start with Callisto's letter. Let me start with the Callisto's letter. So we have been telling you, viewers, that we are looking at this Ansan-Sadele scandal really well. Yeah, this is a Callisto's letter. Okay, so let's start with the Callisto's letter. And it's written in 23rd May. It says that revocation of appointment and replacement to the board of the National Health Insurance Authority. I write to inform you that the President of the Republic has, with immediate effect, revoked the appointment of Ansan-Sadele as a member of the board of the National Health Insurance Authority. The President has nominated Professor Dr. Med Ernest York to replace her as the member of the board. Kindly take the necessary steps to facilitate the swearing in of Professor York, and please accept the assurances of the highest consideration of His Excellency the President of the Republic. Is signed by Callistus Mahama. This was the saving grace letter that the government moved very swiftly to cut off this blackmailer criminal called Ansan-Sadele, who works together with the fugitive sitting at the basement, blackmailing people and offering the opposition a platform, which the opposition really took. That's okay. And they come to government, and two of them want to control government, so slip her to NHIL to come and steal, blackmail, kill, destroy people. That's what she was coming to do there. That criminal of a lady, she'll be found out very soon. Now, what have we found? So far, we have now gotten the details of her passport, and we are submitting everything to the authorities. Now, this is her passport. This is Ansan-Sadele's US passport. So her passport number is 64-660-6892. That's her passport number. The name is, surname is Delhi. Given names is Ansansa. The nationality, United States of America. Date of birth, 16th August, 1986. But I don't believe that. Given this, their criminal behavior, is that her date of birth? This is criminals. She and the guy, they are criminals. They are thieves. Is that her date of birth? Do we know? People are telling me that. No. Date of issue of the passport, which will definitely be correct, 13 January 2020. And the date of expiration is 12 January 2030, 10-year passport. These are the details of Ansan-Sadele. We have the passport. We have submitted it to those who need to know, and reports and documentation is being done. We don't do things by sitting out and insulting people. We are doing documentation. Lawyers here, lawyers there. Put the document together, file it, and let's see what happens. These criminals sitting down, say you're a doctor, and you come and sit on television and you are doing television program, and you get near the presidential candidate and tell him you're a doctor. You get near NDC people, and viewers, you know why I'm animated? A lot of NDC high-profile people are very angry with this criminal and the useless behavior that they put up. They are so angry that, so she was never a doctor, and she came here and told all of us that she's a doctor, and the guy also knew. We said they knew. And they are telling me that these are high-profile people in Jubilee House. The high-profile who she has blackmailed in Jubilee. They are there, and they are all very angry. That why will the government, why the Council of State, what is this? And they are not treating this as an MPP NDC matter. They think this is a criminal who must face the books. And a lot is coming out. People are coming from their hosts and saying, oh, Me Too. It's become a Me Too movement. This criminal's behavior. Now we have more videos. We have now got the relationship between herself, her old man, how she apologized and begged, the videos and how she was begged. Everything is available. Once we deal with the people who are doing it, then we can put it out publicly. Because this is a public service work. We will not allow it to happen in Ghana again. And I'm hearing that there are so many people with degrees that are questionable. We are working on it. Some Tanko guys, he's now threatening people. We are going to deal with all of that. All of that we are going to deal. You can't come and lie to the president that I have a degree, so put me here, and the president puts you. That's not going to happen. It didn't used to happen. We don't want it to start. We don't want that creeping culture. In other countries, it's there. We hear it in other countries all the time. We don't have that here. We don't want criminals like this to bring this here. So we have already submitted this to those who need to know. This is the passport number 646606892. Surname is Dali. Given names is Ansansa. Nationality is United States of America. Date of birth, which I really doubt, is 16th August 1986. That makes it how old? I really doubt it because these people are criminals. Date of issue is 13 January and date of expiration is 12 January. This is such a criminal. Criminal. That's what they do. The other day, somebody was talking to me. When the NDC people were giving me this information, somebody talked to me and said, but you, don't you know that A+ works with them? I said, A+? They said, but you don't know. A+ is the one who gives the guy also information. He said, but your information, the one they're talking about, it is A+. Didn't you see what A+ said? He said that the only person to attack is this, and then the next day, it is A+. I said, it makes sense. That is why blackmail is the way they work. A+ to another blackmailer. You come and sit on TV and say that I was doing a public service work, and then your boss, Zoom Lion, he called me, and he paid me money. Look at such empty head in Parliament. Empty head in Parliament. He paid me money. And then I stopped. You see, I said sanitation must be decentralized. And he didn't even write that article. If you read that article, A+ cannot write that article. He can't. So we know who wrote it. You read it, you can tell the language. We know who wrote it. I started. A+ says a Zoom Lion decentralized. Then he paid me money. So when I heard that A+ works with these people, I believed it because he's also another blackmailer. Parliament has started. We are going to file. See this video. Video, you don't have it. They're going to play it very soon. It's going to come very soon. All right.
Photo. What's it on TV? I'll come back to this thing. What's it on TV? A+. Who? What's the amount? 250. He said a lot. And this Sika that you are talking about, you say you're MPP. The money is being given to parliamentarians. So why are you not talking about the MPP parliamentarians? Okay. See me, I'm street and I'm so bad. Yeah. When he did that thing, I didn't respond. I just left him. Then on Monday, and Paul, listen carefully. I started waste management must be decentralized. Because it is Zoom who owns Metro TV. So if you use Metro TV to do that one. And after he did all of that, I started waste management must be decentralized because I wanted to attack his boss, Zoom Lion. And I spent time. You see where all the youth employment issues are going? Yeah, me, I will have time. Me, I will deal with you. His boss called me. Look, Zoom Lion, he called me so many times I was not picking his phone. He called me. Everybody in this country was calling me. Zoom Lion wants to talk to you. I was not picking. And Paul, ask your boss that the time he met me, what happened? Me, I won't sue you for defamation, by your boss. You see, I've stopped the waste management. You see, I've stopped. Because his boss paid me for his misbehavior on Metro TV. Your boss paid me.
How much? Because the way you're saying pay,
he got good money to stop writing about him on social media. I'm telling you, this is Kwame A+. Me, I'm a brutal guy.
I am truly disappointed. A+ is a brethren of mine. I don't know how to handle this, but I will handle it. I am utterly disappointed. This guy is nothing but a blackmailer. A dirty blackmailer. Jesus. So you are no longer fighting for the people, you are fighting your own battles, blackmailing people. Hi. So the decentralization of the waste management team that he was talking about, he did not mean it. He was only doing it to blackmail a certain guy who he knew will finally run back to him, pay him money, which he will selfishly push into his pocket and forget. You are blackmailing people so that you'll get a certain attention. This guy does not deserve to be an MP. Nobody deserves to be an MP, my brother, my sister, if their pension is blackmail. Paul Adumachangri, as a lawmaker who believes in the law, what should you do? You are in parliament to make laws for the people. You decide to be unlawful, to go out there and fight your battle on the streets by blackmailing somebody's business. Now the person comes to you and pays you. You are not even ashamed of taking the money. This is a bribe taker who, my brother, my sister, should be impeached immediately from parliament. I'm disappointed in A+. I'm truly disappointed. No, we can't allow this. If an MP, my brother, my sister, can tell you that he was on a certain agenda and the agenda was not supposed to benefit the people of Ghana but himself, he became unlawful so that he would be able to get his own back. I hope you know what that means. I am most disappointed. In fact, I am so disappointed. Maybe I need to write to the Speaker of Parliament and draw his attention to this publication. I'm waiting for the day that I'll be told that it is a fake publication, it's not true, and that A+ didn't say this. Then I'll say, yes, bro.
Now we're going over to the big story of D-Levy. 2 nights ago, was it Tuesday night, the government of Ghana passed a new tax in Parliament. We're going to give you the details of the taxes, and the tax was explained as having been passed on the back of imploding energy sector debt. The government says that energy sector debts are so high that if this tax is not passed to raise revenue specifically for the energy sector, then there would probably be a meltdown in what we call in Ghana doomsday, which means there will be power crisis and that there will be no electricity for people in their offices, in their homes, and in the factories. So the government is campaigning with the people that please accept to pay 1 Ghana cedi on each litre of petrol so that we can raise this. People raise questions about an old similar levy called the ESLA, and which was also set up by the NDC government of President John Dramani Mahama back in the day. Well, the government's response is that the money that was saved in ESLA has been squandered by the outgone New Patriotic Party government led by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Tonight, we're getting into all of those details. To find out, we'll first show you the real impact that the new levy, which the NPP christened as D-Levy, which means Dupso levy. That's the real impact of that on whether you are doing an Aboboya, whether you have a Hyundai Express, or whether you have a Toyota this, or whether you have a Sprinter, or whether you are going to Accra, Kumasi with the big bus. What is the impact going to be, and when the total capacity of fuel in those vehicles are completely filled, what's going to be the impact? We're going to show you all that on the touch screen. Then next, we'll show you a clear comparison between how much money you are spending if the E-Levy was still around, if you did your entire mobile money transactions, and how much money you are spending with this one. We will indicate, of course, that this one, it being petroleum, has a multiplier effect, whereas E-Levy may not have a natural multiplier effect. This has a natural multiplier effect because movement of people and movement of goods always adds to the prices. So we're going to discuss all of that in some great detail. And tonight, we are making obeisance to the Islamic festival, which is tomorrow, Sanla, all over the world. It will also be celebrated in Ghana, and it's a holiday. They say Baraka de Salah. Once, before we get onto the touch screen, though, let's go over to Antoinette for some text messages. Antoinette, what are people saying?
Yeah, so people happens to be the CEO of Association Oil Marketing Company says the petroleum levy is nothing new because it has been in existence for years. Last year alone, it generated over 9 billion Ghana cedis. The real question is, what was that money used for by the previous government? Nonana Asari Edmond Hillary says, we are currently paying so much taxes for fuel, about 21%, which almost is 3 Ghana cedis per litre. The 1 Ghana cedi additional pushes the total taxes on a litre of petrol alone to about 4 Ghana cedis, which is 27 to 28%. And he says this is really outrageous. Now, Samuel Adit says, the people saying they want that benefit institutions. He says those institutions that refuse energy bills, can't the ECG attack them head on for their money? Why should the poor citizen be suffering D-Levy and those fighting for the introduction of the D-Levy now were against the E-Levy back then. Isn't it quite obvious that these two major political parties are all the same and playing mind games with the ordinary Ghanaian? Now, Joban says, majority to be wrong with him, and please relax until there is actually something wrong, and for that, he is not ready to be on the wrong side at all. Now, Frank says, in fact, the alternative for the E-Levy is even more draconian and deadly than we thought. Special happy birthday in advance to Honorable Alex Jampo Sebi. Now, Nana Owusu lastly says he was trying to explain that a gallon of petrol is 4.5 liters, and so he would be paying 4.5 cedis taxes going forward on each gallon that he pays. Seems like the foot soldiers were told that they would pay 1 cedi every month or something, because he thinks this is much more outrageous than the E-Levy was. Now back to you, Paul.
Welcome back. And now let's, well, this is one more story. When Nana Santehene was in Accra, he paid a courtesy call to the president at the Jubilee House, and they had a sit-down conversation where the president said a bit about historically how Tunfor had urged him to accept to be running mate to Professor J. Mills, etc., etc. We really don't have any comment to make. It's a no-comment video. Have a look. It's 7 minutes past the hour, 10 o'clock. Nana Santehene, Echel, Piao. Okay, let's get on now with our work. So these are the big men. I understand that the whole decision occurred in last Thursday, cabinet, where President Mahama chaired over these E-Levy matters. Okay, so Latu Forsen, we have a lot to say about him tonight. President John Dramani Mahama is the boss, and Samuel Abdullahi Jinapo is one of the struggling ministers in terms of his public turnout since the government started. His containers are flying, they are not flying, and all of his inconsistencies have been admirable, at least say the least. They've been very, very admirable. He's been so inconsistent that it's been admirable, and perhaps you want to applaud. So another one just came. This is Tuesday, where the E-Levy, the D-Levy, well, they don't call it D-Levy, but it's being given a nickname, D-Levy. I think the E-Levy was a nickname, wasn't it? Yeah, of course it was. Electronic, whatever, yeah. All right. So the government is saying that upon every liter of petrol you buy, you will be charged 1 more cedi. Petrol is currently down from what it used to be 3 months ago, so it's 12. Maybe it will go up from what it used to be, we don't know. Maybe it will go down further. But whichever way it is, you are going to pay more for the petrol because there's a new tax. I say a new tax because there are so many taxes in the petroleum, what they call the petroleum price build-up. In the petroleum price build-up, there are so many taxes. Now, the government of the NDC is adding another tax. There's another component of the conversation with Kojo Poku, which is brilliant. Kojo Poku completely earned my respect when I looked at that video about him making a case for why the NDC is doing this. He says it's nothing to do with petroleum, it's nothing to do with doom. So it's just a shortfall on the projections that were made in the budget. With the dollar at 15, the dollar now at 11, they are getting a shortfall, and so they don't have money. So, but we'll get to that. That's the last part of the conversation. Let's take it step by step so people can understand. Let me take you first to Parliament to see the concluding videos of what happened last Tuesday night, and then we'll come and do the analysis on the touch screen. Thank you very much. We need your attention, we need your time, and let's watch this one. Let's get to Parliament now.
What is before us is the Energy Sector Levy Amendment Bill. And basically, it is saying that Ghanaians should give 1 cedi, one Ghana cedi each, when they buy a liter of fuel, so that we can end doom so. That's all. 1 cedis. All of us should contribute 1 cedis. Just 1 cedi per, so that we can end doom so. 1 cedi. Each of us, when we buy fuel, 1 liter.
The prices are going down.
1 cedi. And Mr. Speaker, it is not E-Levy.
That was Mahama Yariga, our darling. He is the majority leader. Mahama Yariga said that if you buy 1 liter, you are paying 1 cedi. That's okay. It's not a problem. It was 1 cedi. We should just pay 1 cedi. I like it when the government appointees who do not buy some of the petrol are saying these things. I like it. I'm going to show you. We have another segment here where we are capturing all the social media reactions. Franklin Kujo, Edujitama, Klo, what all of them said. We put it in one file. We're going to share all that with you. But if you're a government appointee and you are not buying fuel, you really shouldn't be telling them that 1 cedi is nothing, just because you don't buy. John Janapo here is not going to buy fuel. Akele Salato Fosin here never buys fuel. He may buy it for somebody, but he doesn't buy it for himself. The person he's buying it to is not obligatory. He may decide to buy or not to buy. Buying for himself is obligatory, but if he doesn't buy for himself, he doesn't feel it. I'm not saying finance minister should buy fuel. No, it's okay. It's called the perquisites of their office. So I don't have any problem with it. The perquisites of the office suggest, I'm not saying the president of Ghana should buy fuel. He shouldn't buy fuel. It's a perquisite of his office. He's not the only person who's going to be present. Another person will be present. People have been present before him. It's not about John Mahama. It's not about Akufo-Addo. It's not about John Kufuor or J.J. Rawlings. We have a president of Ghana who represents Ghana. He should not buy petrol. We have a minister for finance. He should not buy petrol. We have a minister for energy. He should not buy petrol. It's the perquisites of their office. The office is the office, an inanimate office. Okay, it's a nominal figure. The office is a nominal figure. It's not a person. So people occupy it. So we understand that. But if when you are occupying that office, and for the reason of occupying the office, the perquisites suggest that you should not buy petrol, don't come and suggest to us that 1 cedi is okay. It's terrible. It is the breakdown of governance. It's very bad government communication. You don't participate in it. You don't know it. You don't understand it. And then you come and tell us that we should not buy petrol. The other day, a few months ago, Stam Dogwe was quarreling with me on social media about something at the airport. And I was telling him that, no, what he's saying is not correct and blah, blah. He said, oh, Paul, you shut up over there. When you travel, you don't come through the place, so you don't see it. He was right. Because if I travel and I don't come through the normal place, I will not see what he's talking about. I have to go there. But unfortunately or fortunately, what we used to do is that every Friday we all go there because Friday is the busiest. Every Friday I'm there. I'm in a mask so people might not see. I'm not just there alone. I'm there with other members. We are roaming around. That's what we used to do. It is important to do that so that we can understand what is happening. So, Mr. Mahama Yariga and Kesi Latofosi, you don't buy petrol. So don't suggest to us that 1 cedi is nothing. It doesn't mean that because they don't buy petrol, they cannot be sensitive. They can be sensitive even if they are not buying. But I'm saying that in the communication, maybe they should let other people do it. Anyway, so that was Mahama Yariga. Let's see how the minority treated the matter on Tuesday night. This is the minority coming in. All right, so that was Alexander Afenyo-Markin and the minority. They completely walked out of this situation. You can see the Chamber of Parliament captured by cameras, Joy News cameras, as you can see over there. Joy News cameras captured it on Tuesday night. That's the side of the minority to the left of your screen. Who's the last person going? Is that Anodompre? I think it is him. He carries so many books. What was he doing? Is he reading? So the minority wanted to register their protest, and then they walked out before the passage of the bill, which has now been passed and duly assented to by President John Dramani Mahama. So now, what is the impact of this new tax that has been passed 6 months into the administration of the National Democratic Congress? So let's start with the tricycle, viewers. Let's start with the tricycle. Can you see the tricycle over there? Okay, thank you very much. So the tricycle is an Apsonic tricycle. It has 28-liter capacity. We know what these tricycles do. Zoom Lion credits that. In fact, I have a documentary on Zoom Lion coming next week. He's done some big African countries and signed major contracts. I have a documentary coming up on it on Tuesday. Watch out for that one. It's an amazing work of a Ghanaian company. So these Aboboya vehicles, which was introduced into the system by Zoom Lion, are doing so much today. They are doing so much everywhere. Now, it has 28 liters of petrol capacity. So the petrol price currently is 12.59 at GOIL, the state oil company. So since the bill was passed, this is what is going to happen. The current cost to fill his tanks at 12.9 times 28 is 352 cedis 0.52. So 352.52 is what he will need to fill his tank right now. I mean, before the bill was passed. Now, with 1 cedi extra per liter, which is making the liter now 13.59 cedis, with 28 liters, he is now going to pay 380 cedis. He is going to pay an extra 28 cedis to fill the Aboboya truck. 28 cedis more. That's how he's going to pay to fill it. And whether he likes it or not, he will fill it at some point. He can buy 1 gallon, but you have to have a lot of petrol in it. So if he's buying it at a goal, as they sometimes do, so they can use it the whole day, he's going to pay an extra 28 cedis. That's the real meaning of it. Let's move on from this truck onto another kind of vehicle. So Honda Civic is what you find a lot of the young people who start working. Those who are not from great homes like some of us, your father doesn't have a car, your mother doesn't have a car, so you have to buy your own car. They take a loan from the bank and etc. and they buy these cars. They serve them very, very well. I've used some of these cars before. I used to have a Hyundai Excel back in the day. I don't know whether some of you know what that is. So Honda Civic at 47 liters capacity, this is the situation. Before the bill, with the GOIL petrol price at 12.59 at 1 liter, he was going to spend, that's 12.59 times 47 liters, which fills the tank. He was going to spend 591.73 to fill the tank of this car. At 1 cedi extra, with now the bill of 1 liter at 13.59, is going to have 13.59 times 47 liters of this car, and that's going to be 638. So now it's going to be 638. Before it was 591, and so he's going to pay an extra 47 cedis to fill his tank if he wants to fill it on Monday so that he can go to work and come at 12 cedis. If the petrol price goes down, it's lower. If it goes up, it's higher because it is on per liter. It doesn't matter whether the liter is this or is that. So he's going to fill the tank that way, and he's going to pay an extra 47 cedis to fill the tank. Now let's move to another vehicle. Hyundai Elantra. Hyundai Elantra has 50 liters capacity. So at 50 liters capacity, Hyundai Elantra was going to spend 629 to fill the tank before the bill was passed. Now Hyundai Elantra is going to spend 679 to fill the tank, and the extra cost is 50 cedis. So Hyundai Elantra is going to pay 50 cedis more to fill the tank. Let's move on to another one. This is the Mercedes Trotro, if you like, the Sprinter. Now, he uses 93 liters for full capacity. So before, he was spending 1,170 to fill his tank. Now, he'll be spending 1,263. The difference is 93 cedis, almost 100 cedis. That's punitive, isn't it? If he's a commercial driver, he's paying 93 cedis more to fill his tank than he was paying before with the introduction of the D-Levy. That's quite punitive, isn't it? Okay. Now let's look at a smaller one, the Toyota Vitz, which many people use for taxi and for Uber. Toyota Vitz, yes. Taxi and Uber, a lot of them use it. For Toyota Vitz, they have 30-liter full capacity. So before they were going to fill their tank with 377, now they fill their tank with 407. So the extra cost of filling the tank for the Toyota Vitz is now at 30 cedis. 30 cedis. That's what it is. And then we have the big VIP massive from Accra is going to Accra to Sunyani, Accra cedis. If Apreku sends me 500 cedis, he is going to pay 5 cedis in taxes because it was 1% of whatever you send. In taxes because it was 1% of whatever you send. That's the bill that Parliament passed. This is the E-Levy, and that's the bill that Parliament passed. This is the E-Levy that was abolished by the government. It was a campaign issue. I didn't like it. You didn't like it. Nobody liked it. Ken Ofori-Atta told us so many times. I said good thing, but we said no. We are tired. In fact, when E-Levy was abolished, many neutrals on the phone, on Facebook were saying thank you for abolishing it. Aban Papa, buy, and all of that was said. Now the same Aban Papa who said that we don't need to pay E-Levy now comes to us. Now E-Levy did not have a multiplier effect. What do I mean by that? What I mean by multiplier effect is what do I mean by that? What I mean by multiply effect is that when you were sending E-Levy, you send E-Levy to somebody, you pay money, it does not necessarily translate into the price of goods and services around you. Again, E-Levy was optional, maybe 20% optional. 20% optional because whilst it was very convenient, you could still do without it. You can issue a check for the very convenient. You could still do without it. You can issue a check for the person. You can go to the person by person. You can go to the person by picking transport if that will incur some cost and give the person the money. Picking transport if that will incur some cost and give the person the money. You can issue a bank transfer. You can issue a bank transfer to the person. You can do a few things. I think 80% compulsory. With D-Levy, it almost 100% compulsory because it's transportation. If you live, it almost 100% compulsory because it's transportation. If you're a caterer and put the food in your stuff and drive it to Sprintex Road and serve the engagement and serve the wedding, you can't say you're not going. So with the transportation tax, it is daunting in that it is almost compulsory on price build-up. Now, with this tax coming on board, you can't do anything about it. So this has a multiplier effect. If you are spending 500 cedis on petrol and you are paying 40 cedis more, and on 500 cedis on petrol, you are selling your unit price for 7 cedis, and now you have to pay 40 cedis more, you might change your unit price from 7 cedis to 9 cedis. That is the budget. There's no way you can dodge it. The government has been quite clever. So whereas there was E-Levy which was raising some money, D-Levy will probably raise more money, but it will come at a cost of affecting the livelihoods of Ghanaians, and maybe perhaps it depends on how the government is able to convince the people of Ghana that this is a good thing, let's do it. That's how this works. Let's say you are going to pay 10 cedis and everybody said it's bad. Then the government comes to introduce it and says that for every 1,000 cedis of petrol you buy, you are paying 80 cedis in a tax. For every 1,000 cedis of E-Levy, you are paying 10 cedis. For every 1,000 cedis of petrol, you are paying 8 cedis. Furata is up, Atoforsen is down. Which one is more punitive? It's a question for all of us to look at and answer. It's a question also for us to engage the NDC with, because this was never on the cards. Somebody puts a post and says that if the NDC is doing this because they say people have stolen, they should rather go and come into power. Coming to power on the back of criticizing E-Levy, within 6 months of coming to power, they introduce a worse levy. Are they giving some of these things? There's another one by Franklin. Would you find it for me? The one that he said, yeah, this one. Franklin Kujo, again, this is at the point of passing the bill. It says, Parliament passes Energy Sector Levy Amendment Bill 2025, imposing 1 cedi on every litre of fuel after minority stage walkout. And then Franklin Kujo says, that quick, fastest pickpocketing ever. I will not say that. I don't think the government is pickpocketing anybody. It's a policy. Is it a bad policy? Is it a good policy? We can discuss it. But Franklin Kujo's words are fastest pickpocketing ever. He says the government is picking our pockets. They are coming to you with an invincible hand, waiting for you at the fuel station. When you buy, they pick 1 cedi, put in their pocket. When you buy, they pick 1 cedi. They pick your 1 cedi, 1 cedi, 1 cedi. What are they going to use the money for? We don't know yet. I'm sure they will tell us. They say that the money is supposed to keep the lights on, isn't it? Okay. And then this is our dear friend. I'm happy. This is Nanama Pratt, the spokesperson to the First Lady. I'm happy to make the sacrifice of paying the tax on all petroleum products. Amma Pratt, press secretary and spokesperson to vice president. Amma Pratt, give us a break. Give us a total break. Have you bought petrol before since you became vice president? If you have done that, then Ghana should be ashamed of itself. Ghanaians should be ashamed of themselves if Amma Pratt is buying her own petrol. She works for the vice president. She cannot buy her own petrol. She should not buy her own petrol. We understand that. But because you are not buying your own petrol, Amma Pratt, don't come and give us this thing. I'm happy to make this Which sacrifice are you making? What sacrifice? Where is the sacrifice? You don't, fellas, what's happening? Is that what you told them to say? Didn't you know that we'll be here to respond? But we are all PR people. Is that how to run a PR? A person who doesn't pay some of the tax comes to say this, and you are hoping that nobody will find out in this sophisticated Ghana. Oh, please, Felix, up the game, up the game, up the game. Go and do video. You have your constituency people. They are in village. Go and do videos of them. They're saying that we will pay the tax. Viewers, if you see that they've done that, it means I gave them the idea they should come and pay me. So if you see any video that they've done that, send it to me. That telling the people they've taken your idea, they should pay you. Felix, that's what you should be doing. You don't get your people here who don't buy some of the petrol to come and talk about it. No. How many times did Sami Jenfi use as an analogy? Gabriel Chidaku doesn't know because it's not air conditioned. Have you forgotten? And then you come and put your appointees here, and they are saying, and I love the language. It's so beautiful. I'm happy to make this sacrifice of paying the 1% tax on all petroleum products. I'm a Pratt. Oh, no. This one, please. Because the petrol, you don't buy some. The 1 CD, you don't pay some. We don't want you to pay. You are entitled not to pay. For the period that you are working for the vice president, you are entitled not to pay. We agree with that. But because you are doing that, don't come and be telling us these things anyway. Let me move on. This one is from Dr. Reverson Opon. He's the CEO of the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies. He says, the introduction of additional levy on petroleum products is unacceptable. Well, you expect that from him, but let's see how the conversation goes going forward. This one is from Eduji Tamaklo. He says, painful but necessary. We are pleading with Ghanaians. Please bear with us. We beg you. I think for communication, this was the best. For PR, this was the best. This is far better than that. I am paying and you to come and pay when you know that you're not paying. Eduji, you did better, but you didn't get there. Now, I've told you NDC people, every Friday, go to MPA. I know the people who used to work there. Eduji has petrol coupon for you. He's been giving it to Jifa Gunu and his friends. All of you are entitled. Go to MPA every Friday. Tomorrow is a holiday. Next week, Friday, tell him that you heard on Good Evening Ghana that as MPA boss, he has got coupons. He has it. He should give it to you. You supported the campaign. You are the foot soldiers. He should give you the gold coupon. And I like what he wrote. He said it is painful, which is true. You see, in PR, truth is always very important. Start with the truth, and then you can build your propaganda thereafter. But the thing that Shamima and Amma Pratt were doing there, I'm not sure about it. So, painful but necessary. We are pleading with Ghanaians. Please, bear with us. We beg you. It is better. We will still not understand. Because you, Tamaklo, you didn't bear with Akufo-Addo at all. You, Tamaklo, Eduji, you didn't bear with Akufo-Addo and Ken Ofori-Atta at all. You still, we should cut off their head. We should kill them. 6 months into your administration, you have taken off E-Levy and brought something that is worse than E-Levy. You are asking Ghanaians to beg. We are asking Ghanaians that you beg them. You are begging. If Akufo-Addo had begged, would you have listened? If Akufo-Addo has said, Ghanaians, I beg you. If Dr. Baumia has said, Ghanaians, I beg you. You, Tamaklo, would you listen? Today, 6 months into your administration, you find yourself begging Ghanaians. Didn't you tell us that Oral was going to recuperate $21 billion and that all the money that has been stolen under Oral is $21 billion? They are going to save $21 billion for Ghana. Ken Ofori-Atta has $58 million of a dark hole. You are going to save it for Ghana. E-Levy was bad. Even the people who said COVID has come, Russia-Ukraine war has come, so we need E-Levy. Even them who were pointing to something. You said that they are criminals and they are bad people. We should vote them out. You have been elected into office just 6 months down the line. We didn't know that we'll be able to talk like this 6 months down the line. For the kind of campaign, the successful campaign that was waged by the National Democratic Congress, we didn't know that it would take only 6 months for us to be able to talk about NDC like this. That NDC have imposed taxes. NDC went to Parliament in March and abolished what they call nuisance taxes. Keselatu Forson was hailed for it, that he is the Messiah who has just arrived. Today, Keselatu Forson is doing something that Franklin Kujo calls pickpocketing. Eduji Tamaklo comes and says, we beg you. Who are you begging? You are begging us because you want to stay in power. You are enjoying the power, so you are begging us that we should keep you in power. We should bear the brunt of 1 CD of every litter and keep you in power. That is what you are begging for. Well, the Ghanaian people will make the decision. The decision is not for journalists to make. The decision is for the Ghanaian people. It's not a journalistic decision. It's a popular vote decision. You are begging us 6 months into the administration. You have brought something worse than E-Levy. Worse than... I'd like to see Sami Jenfi's post. I've not seen it. You have brought something worse than E-Levy. But you people say you have been successful with gold. You say you have billions of reserve in 5 months. You have brought the dollar down so significantly. Applauded by global everywhere. How do you need money again? I don't understand it. What is happening? You have done so well with gold, and President Mahama says gold has brought us reserves of billion. And then you have the dollar down and everything is fine. Prices are going down. What do you need to beg for? What are you begging for? Why are you imposing taxes when the government is so sweet, so well doing? You are coming to impose tax to collect more of the all that you are collecting in gold. You are coming to collect more from the Ghanaian people, and you are begging us that we should accept it and pay, that we keep you at MPA as the boss. Yo, we'll get there. Aside for Oliver Verma never disappoints. He says, when I ask for more oral arrest, you tell me to wait, to give time. When you want to tax me, you do it quickly. When I was asleep, hey, I'm a Ghana. Well, Oliver is their man. Oliver is their man. This is what Oliver is saying. He's consistent though. He was very much against E-Levy. He's also against this one. He says that when he asks them to go and catch oral people, they say, oh, wait small. But when they want to do the thing, they do it quick. Is there another one? This also Oliver. It says that if you are telling me that we need the tax because MPP misappropriated and misapplied the ESLA funds, why aren't you going after them? Why aren't you going to them for your money? If you say I should blame them, then why are you making us pay for it? Are we them? Don't you know the way to their house? Are you lost? Let me read it again and slowly. It says, if you are telling me that we need a tax because MPP misappropriated and misapplied the ESLA funds, why aren't you going to them for your money? If you say I should blame them, then why are you making us pay for it? Are we them? Don't you know the way to their house? Are you lost? I see. 23 minutes at the top of the hour. We'll take some text messages very soon. I see. I like this. Does that not remind you of Chairman Sabonsu? For me, it does. I like this. It's D-Levy. Beautiful cake. Tomorrow is Salah. Salah, do we eat cake? Salah, we eat zongo rice and cow meat and all of that. I like this one too. E-Levy out, Doomsaw levy in. These days, these things they do. President Mohammed's nice face. Well, I like to come to the Nana Poku conversation, but I'll take text messages first. Then I'll come to that conversation, and then thereafter we can have the Islamic conversation. We'll end with our June 4th documentary, which we showed some years ago, but I'll show it to you again. Antoinette, what are people saying?
Yes, so people seem to want to have a comparative analysis, and they keep saying that initially the prices of the fuel were quite higher than now, so the D-Levy would equally not make the prices, go as high as it was at that time. So Colin says he thinks that we should do some analysis by comparing how it was before they came to power for principle of fairness, so that they would be on the safer side. Alhaji Yusuf Husseini says that the E-Levy was optional, was opposed without mercy by the NDC. But today, the D-Levy is so encompassing that it affects everybody. It's sad that the NDC forgot so soon that currently they enjoy the goodwill of Ghanaians. To have traded the goodwill without any human face is fast eroding the goodwill they enjoyed. Just 6 million people give the NDC the presidency, and the majority in parliament. Subtract them from the total registered voters, so you see the count out of office has just begun. Now, Kelvin Mawuli Duffer says, what hurt me the most is they have already increased electricity by at least 14%, yet they are here telling us to pay 1 Ghana cedi per litre to support electricity. What at all are they talking about? How about the 14% increment they've already given us? Now, Saeed Countryman says, how some airheads believe this obnoxious Doomsaw levy is only 1 Ghana cedi would surprise even the devil. Unfortunately, this diseased thinking is being fueled by social media engagement of paid government squealers in the offices of government propaganda. These are the people driving on free fuel at our collective expense. Governance has become cheap. Now, Akari says, in pulse analysis, that if you send 1,000 cedis according to the E-Levy, you were actually supposed to pay 9 cedis and not 10 cedis because the first 100 cedis of any amount you sent was exempted from the tax. If you send only 100 cedis, you wouldn't even pay any levy at all. Now, Papa Achampon says, when there was no D-Levy, but there was E-Levy, how much was a liter of petroleum product and the strength of the Ghanaian cedi? They still think that this is a better bargain than the E-Levy. Now, Abdullah says that Atuforsen initially made unrealistic claims about increasing taxes as a share of GDP without introducing new taxes which lacked credibility. Because now, despite previous assertions, new taxes are being implemented due to unforeseen circumstances that were known since January 7, 2025. It seems there is a shift in policy and additional taxes are forthcoming. The situation highlights the importance of transparency and adaptability in governance. Now, Elikem Daddy lastly says that some month back, the same liter of fuel was going for 17 Ghana cedis. If you're paying 13 cedis now, what is wrong about this? We pay the E-Levy and also higher fuel prices in the old administration. I do not think Ghanaians have any problem paying the D-Levy now. Now back to you, Paul.
All right, let's get to this. Let's look at this analysis and see. Kojo Poku, the former presidential candidate, said something very interesting. Now, his point is that the government had made projections on their budget with the dollar at 15. That's the projection the government made, according to Kojo Poku, the presidential candidate. He says that because the dollar is now doing, the cedi is now doing so well, and it's at 10 actually, the projections of the government have a 30% short hole. What does that mean? Government of Ghana earns a lot of dollars. When we sell gold, we sell oil, we sell cocoa, and other small exports. We get dollars. So every quarter we expect some dollars from international markets. So if $200 million is coming in to the government of Ghana, what does the government of Ghana use the money for? The government of Ghana changes that money to cedis, and that's what will go to Accountant General, will pay nurses, will pay teachers, will pay doctors, will pay soldiers, will pay police, and all of that. So if you do your budgets with the projection of 15, the dollar at 15, then you know that the $200 million that is coming in April, if your budget is in March, $200 that's coming in April represents times 15. And then you can make adjustments for allowances to some of these people so that they can all enjoy the Ghana. If you made those projections with the budget in March, and now the 200 million is coming at 10, then you have a hole based on the projections you made and based on the analysis you made. So he's making an interesting point that this levy is not about that. This levy is to cover that hole. Is that interesting? Have a look at the video.
What I want to say is that if you are looking at the energy sector, this one cedi that is coming on is not to solve any doomsday in the energy sector. It is as a result of the government shaving 30% of its expense. So all this thing that we keep talking about, oh, the dollar has gone down, the dollar has gone down. Kojo Poku has been very consistent that with the dollar going down and the cedi appreciating, government cannot fund its budget. And it's with a certificate of emergency the government introduced yesterday to try and raise 1 billion. And my brother Duncan, the government is not collecting 1 cedi. The government is collecting 2 cedis. As per the budget, they introduced 95 pesos. With this new addition, it is 1.95 on petrol, 1.93 on diesel. So the total collection in the year is 1 billion Ghana cedis, $1 billion that the government is collecting per year. You want Ghanaians to pay an extra 1 billion Ghana cedis every year through petroleum taxes. Already we are paying electricity. There should be some problem in the Ministry of Finance. Because when the minister read his budget, he clearly knew what his projections were. He read a budget using 50% of his revenue, and he needed money. So this certificate of urgency yesterday has got nothing to do with the energy sector. It was just government taxing the Ghanaians to basically run its budget. So let not anybody try to make this thing an energy sector conversation.
I have a quick question for you, Kojo. You say it is government trying to run its budget. the energy sector debt that we have, is it part of our economic baggage? Is it part of our budget? Is it part of...
We have not...
Okay. Let me land. When someone is asking a question, let the person land, and then you can come through with your response. What is being done? All these loopholes that must be plugged, whether or not it's going to solve the situation, because as the permutations stand, will not clear that debt this year or the next year. But is it, by extension, to resolve our economic challenges, part of which the energy sector debt is a part of, or not?
Okay, so there's two things that needs to happen. One, the government needs to come out and tell us that he has ring-fenced that debt from the ECG. So then the energy sector in the ECG, see, today, Honorable Forson came to do in Parliament was to get GRA to collect money. That goes to Consolidated Fund. That goes to Ministry of Finance. The person who pays the energy sector indebtedness is ECG. So when the IPPs are owed, the person that has contract with the IPPs, there is no indebtedness in the energy sector. So that conversation goes away. Unless somebody comes and tells us that that money is not for the energy sector, it is for taxes to run the government. Because today, if the Honorable Jenapo wants money to buy fuel, he has to go to Ministry of Finance and apply to the Ministry of Finance for money. If we are saying that this one cedi, which is now being collected, is to clear the energy sector indebtedness, then it will be treated like the way we did the price stabilization recovery levy. It will be put in a specified fund and be accountable to Parliament how that money is disbursed. Until we do that, it is not for the energy sector. When money goes to the consolidated fund, it's for the Ministry of Finance to spend it as he wish. So if we want to solve the energy sector indebted, now another point that we should make, they keep saying that the energy sector indebtedness is 3.1 billion. As at March, you have been collecting 95 pesos a litre since you read the budget. Where has that money gone? What have we reduced out of the money that exists? At this rate, if you are going to collect 2 cedis on every litre, as it is now in the law, as passed by Parliament yesterday, in every year you will rake in $1 billion. In 2 years, you will have cleared all the debt in the energy sector. Now, will Ghanaians have to stop paying that high electricity prices because the energy sector indebtedness is no more, because we are paying something on the electricity prices, which is the losses that we have in the energy sector on the electricity prices that we are paying. So the issue I want Ghanaians to understand is that that exercise yesterday in Parliament was not for the energy sector, because from the majority leader, he said that we are introducing one cedi on a litre to stop doing so. Ben, you and I agree, and you've said it several times, that there's no doom so. So if there's no doom so, why does somebody need one city to square and solve something that doesn't exist? Honorable John Jinapo has told us several times through his PRO that there's no doom so. Why do we need one city?
Okay, so you heard that. That was Kojo Poku. Very, very interesting. We have to continue to investigate that. Is it true that the dollar situation is making the government need more money? Because when it receives dollars, it's getting less than it had anticipated in the budget. It's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting question. Okay, Antoine, give us a few more text messages. Then we go straight into Adisa to Awudu, who is here with us to share the Islamic festival conversation. Antoinette, please take over.
All right. Thank you very much, Paul. Kwajo Pepper says that now it's clear that the government of the NDC and the finance minister absolutely know nothing about the decline of the dollar. If it was their policies that strengthened the cedi, didn't they know that those policies were going to make them lose? Why would they deliberately put in place measures that would make them lose money, only to turn around to beg Ghanaians to pay higher taxes to restore those levies? Now, Nazir Sule says the 1 Ghana cedi levy is a corruption scam for the NDC to loot the state. He says the Ghanaians consume over 5 billion liters of fuel a year. So by this, they are going to get 5 billion Ghana cedis a year. Nanado kept the light for almost 8 years without that high levy, but not do so has rolled its ugly head within 6 months. He says that this is a chronic incompetent government that could only do this. Now, Abdul Latif J says the political class think less about we, the ordinary Ghanaians. They think we are gullible for every shift that comes from them. Regardless, annoyingly, they neither pay nor feel the pinch of their recklessness and incompetence. because such a levy is such a reckless one. And then lastly, Yao February says the government introduced the 1 Ghana cedi levy on a liter of fuel, or the Doomsday levy, to indirectly take away the positive effect of the drop in fuel at the pump because of the reduction in price at world market and the appreciation of the Ghanaian cedi. If not that, why would the taxpayers be burdened with another tax to add on the numerous taxes and levies in the name to pay the energy sector debts that they did nothing to incur? Now, lastly, Alexander Jumbo Sebi says he's still wondering if these people did not foresee the implications of the D-Levy on their reputation, or are they still lost in their goodwill? This cannot be a scam. The reset is indeed resetting the resetters themselves. Now back to you, Paul.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Thank you very much, Antoinette. Now we have Adisa to Awudu. She's the National Women's Commission. She's from the National Women's Commission, and she's from the Muslim Students Association as well. Adisa to. Yeah, Ade. So tomorrow is Salah.
Yes, please.
Explain to our younger people and those of us who don't understand, what's the difference between this festival and the fasting one? We know the Christians have Easter and they also have Christmas.
Yes.
Explain to us the difference between the fasting celebration and this celebration.
All right. So the one we'll be celebrating tomorrow is Eid al-Adha.
Eid al-Adha.
Yes, please, meaning the celebration of sacrifice. The other one is Eid al-Fitr, meaning the celebration of breaking the fast. Eid al-Fitr is celebrated on the 1st of Shawwal, after the month of Ramadan. But Eid al-Adha is celebrated on the 10th of Dhul-Hijjah. That is the 12th month of the Islamic calendar. Yes, please. So basically...
12 months of the Islamic calendar.
Yes.
This Eid al-Adha.
Yes,
and
please.
Islamic calendar has 12 months or more?
Yes, please.
12 months.
This is the last month currently.
So this is the end of the year?
Yes, please.
Oh, end of the Islamic year?
Yes, please.
Oh, I see. I see. So is it predictable, or you wait for the moon or something like that?
For this one, it's predictable.
It's predictable. So at the beginning of the year, we knew that it would be down?
Yes, please. The 10th of Dhul-Hijjah. That is the name of the month.
The month is called what?
Dhul-Hijjah.
Dhul-Hijjah.
Yes, please.
Okay, that's the last month.
Yes, please.
Oh, so after the festival is a new year.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Not
so
just the festival, after the month of Dhul-Hijjah.
Yes. Then there's a new year. Then we start again.
Yes, please.
So it will be 12 months again before we celebrate it.
Yes, please.
So it will always fall in June.
No, because it's the lunar calendar, it is likely to change.
Why does it change?
Okay, so we know with the Gregorian calendar, it's quite different from that of the lunar calendar. So it is very likely that there will be some few days, either before, for 2026, it's likely that it's not going to be on the 6th of June like we celebrated in 2025.
I see.
Yes, please.
You talked about sacrifice. What
Yes,
sacrifice
please.
are we dealing with?
So the Eid al-Adha, it's celebrated to commemorate the sacrifice, the faith and obedience of Prophet Ibrahim, or Abraham, alayhi salatu wasalam, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded him to sacrifice his son. So we realize that in the story, the son was being replaced with a ram.
This is the Abraham Isaac story as told in the Jewish Bible.
Yes, please. This is Ishmael or Ismail.
Ishmael representing Isaac?
No, please. I will leave that for the scholars.
Okay.
But Islamically, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded Anabi Ibrahim, that is Prophet Ibrahim, to sacrifice his son Ismail.
Ismail, okay.
Yes, please. But then the true essence of the sacrifice is to test his trust and obedience to Allah. Yes, because for you to be commanded to kill your beloved son, it is a test from Allah, and he obeyed. He obeyed. But then Allah was testing him. We realized that the child was being replaced with a ram. So we are going to celebrate it tomorrow to honor that sacrifice he was willing to make. So Eid al-Adha has spiritual significance, it has social significance, and also familial significance.
But so we kill the ram and we eat it?
We divide them into three. 1/3 is for your family, 1/3 is for friends, 1/3 is for the needy.
But if I'm killing 10 rams, I do the same 1/3, 1/3, 1/3.
Yes, please.
If I'm killing 100, I do the same 1/3, 1/3,
Yes,
1/3. If I'm killing one, I do the same 1/3.
Yes, please.
If I don't have money to kill one, what happens?
It is not compulsory. It is for those who can afford.
Okay.
Yes. And please let me correct you on the fact that you want to kill 100. It is supposed to be one.
It's supposed to be one?
Yes, please.
Oh, I see.
So for a cow, 7 people can contribute money and then do the sacrifice of the cow. So a cow can represent 7 people. So as an individual, you are supposed to slaughter either a sheep, a goat, a cow, or a camel. But then if you can afford to buy a cow, nobody will stop you from sacrificing a cow.
So sacrificing means that if I buy the cow, I just take it to the butcher, kill it, and come and make the stew, or I go through some rituals?
Yes, please.
Well,
you need to
tell
make
us about it.
The intention, the niyyah. Every action in Islam is based on intention. You need to make the niyyah that you are sacrificing this cow in honor of what Anabi Ibrahim did as a respect to the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before you sacrifice the animal, you need to consider the age and the health status of the animal. So you don't just go to the markets to buy any animal available. Is the animal healthy? Is it matured enough? So Islamically, you are not supposed to use an animal that is probably the eye is blind, the ears are off, it is sickly looking. You need to get a healthy animal to sacrifice for this Eid.
But why do we eat it? Did Abraham eat it?
No.
He sacrificed it unto Allah, isn't it?
Yes, please.
So why do we eat it?
So we are actually replicating what Abraham did, okay? In a sense that, the 3 divisions, 1/3 has to go to the needy. In this society, we have people who are in need of help. We have people who are hungry. And also, even the one that we sacrifice, we divide for the family. We prepare it and then we share it to our friends and family. So we are not just killing the animal, we are killing it to give out. Yes, please.
But can I give money instead of giving cow?
You want to, okay, so currently those who are going for Hajj, we have some agents who are in charge of that. So probably you may not be able to sacrifice it. You can give money and it will be done on your behalf. The most important
if I'm not there.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay.
The most important thing is your niyyah, your intention. The niyyah has to be intact.
The intention of giving the gift.
Intention of sacrificing it.
Okay.
In honor of Prophet Abraham's sacrifice of his son.
Okay. That I'm doing it in connection.
Yes, please.
Okay, like I'm repeating the sacrifice to remember the faithfulness of Abraham to Allah.
Yes,
so it's a time for us to remember to strengthen our trust and faith in Allah.
Yes, please.
In spite of the challenges that come our way.
Exactly.
Because the great prophet, even his son, was claimed for time and everything.
Yes,
is that not what the message is?
So it's all about
so that will
faith.
be a united nation.
Yes.
Okay.
Faith, trust, and obedience to Allah. That is the spiritual significance.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I wish I could get people to ask you questions. Antoinette, do you have some text messages for her about what she just said?
Well, people are just confirming what she said.
Okay. Tell us some of those.
Not JB Dagngata says Ismail is for Ishmael and then Ishak is for Isaac. I'm not sure if she actually did say that, but I think there's a correction for her that Ismail is for Ishmael and then Ishak is for Isaac. Now, Garizama Bauer says, excellent presenters what suits our interest and occasion. Thank you so much. Happy Eid al-Adha to all Muslims, especially his parents, Dr. Baumia and Hajja Safia Mohammed. Yeah, I think that's all for now. Back to you.
Your last word, Adisatu.
Okay, so I want to say that when you look at the 5th pillar of Islam, that is Hajj, it wouldn't have taken place without the presence of a woman. So that is Hagar, Hajar.
Okay, the mother of the child.
The mother of Ishmael, yes, or Ismail. So the story of Hagar or Hajar, it plays a central role in the legacy of Eid al-Adha and Hajj.
Oh, the mother of Ishmael is not Sarah, it's Hagar.
Ishmael, yes.
Ishmael is Hagar.
Yes,
okay.
please.
Okay.
So Ishmael is the same as Ismail.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay.
So women have roles to play in the society because it has, how do I even put it? It considers the fact that the family unit needs the roles of both the man and the woman. Okay, so in Quran chapter 37 verse 102, before Abraham was ready to sacrifice his son, he had to consult the child. It talks about parenting. You don't have to be authoritarian as a parent. It talks about obedience and cooperation. The child has a role to play, the father has a role to play, and the mother has a role to play. We have to consult each other in order for the family to.
The OG is asking, said you have to divide into 3.
The cow, if it's 1 cedi, can they share the money, 100 cedis?
The sacrifice has to be done.
Sacrifice has to be done?
Yes, please.
So you have to kill the cow yourself, or you can take it to the slaughterhouse?
So in some countries, we have, Turkey for instance, they have a slaughterhouse. The government provides a slaughterhouse for people to go and slaughter. So if in Ghana we have it, you can
we have an abattoir in Ghana.
Yes, please. The most important thing is your niyyah, your intention. You are doing this for the sake of the events.
Any more questions, Antoinette?
Well, someone is quoting the Quran, and he says, Quran chapter 22, verse 37, he says that Allah says, it is not the meat or the blood of the sacrificed animals that reaches Allah, but it have to kill the animal. Does that stand?
I didn't really get it.
She didn't hear. Say it again.
So the person says about killing the cow and then dividing into 3. And the person is quoting Quran chapter 22, verse 37. No. And he says, Allah says, it is not the meat or blood of the sacrifice and use him. So it means that it is not the animal.
Yes.
So what do you have to say about that?
So even before the blood reaches the floor, it has already gotten to Allah. That is why the niyyah comes in. And piety is taqwa, consciousness of Allah. You are not slaughtering the animal to show off to people that, yeah, I have money to, slaughter it. But then you are doing it only for the sake of sacrifice. So
taqwa and niyyah gives you piety.
Piety is the same as taqwa. Taqwa is Arabic, piety is
English. Yeah.
Yes, please. And then your niyyah is the same as your intention. You need these two when you want to do any acts of worship in Islam.
I see. Drive. Remember the sacrifice of our father Abraham and his faithfulness to God, and enjoy the